Good morning. Today is May 27th, 1972.
I'm Aoife.
And I'm Megan. And we're here live at the channel Aoife and Megan in the Morning with your daily information on the newest news. Today we will be talking about Richard Nixon. Nixon had visited Moscow before as the vice president to Eisenhower. When Nixon became president, he visited Moscow for a second time in May of 1972. He met the leader of the Soviet Union, Leonid Brezhnev, as well as the other Soviet Union officials. They had a week of summit meetings where they laid down a number of agreements, including joint space flight in 1975. Just yesterday, on May 26th, Nixon and Brezhnev signed the Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty, also known as SALT, the most significant of the agreements reaching the summit. The treaty restrained the U.S. and USSR to 200 anti-ballistic missiles each.
Although Nixon seemed like an unlikely candidate, during the 1940s and the 1950s, he was a vocal warrior and spoke out for the people. In an unusual turn of events, President Richard Nixon took the first step towards normalizing relations with the Communist People's Republic of China, also known as PRC. He traveled to Beijing for a week. Nixon's visit began the slow process of reestablishing diplomatic relations between the United States and Communist China. He was in China firsthand and made peace with leader Mao Zedong and successfully rebuilt the Chinese-American relationship. He created a good trading partner. Overall, Nixon's trip to China was a creative drive to an even deeper wedge between the two most significant communist powers. I'll bring you to Isla, who will be discussing the ping-pong diplomacy all the way from Japan.
Thank you, Aoife and Megan. I'm here today in Japan to talk about the ping pong diplomacy. It refers to the exchange of table tennis players between the United States and the People's Republic of China in the early 1970s. It began a year earlier when the Americans got a surprise invitation to the People's Republic by their Chinese colleagues. Another important thing Nixon did was the Détente. Détente was a period of improved relations between the US and the Soviet Union. Like the historic trip to China a few months before, his trip to Moscow was to talk about the foreign policy to the Soviet people. On May 22nd, Nixon was the first US president to visit Moscow. Back to you, Aoife and Megan in the studio.
Thanks, Isla. It looks pretty chilly out there, so make sure to bundle up. Anyway, that's it for today, folks.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to catch us tomorrow on the Aoife and Megan in the Morning show.